man to pick a bill when you don't bring nothing to the table. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when all you do is sleep and do your makeup and shower 4 times a week. You don't get to pick a bill when your ass don't go to the gym. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when you aren't top notch. And to be top notch is not birth given looks. It's applied effort. To be top notch means you get your ass up and you work and you get your own bag first. To tell a man to pick a bill is like, hey, I got this shit under control over here. Everything on my end is good. So if you want to come eat where it's good, if you want to come be where it's good, you got to pick a bill. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill if you're a broke woman. If you're a lazy woman, if your mentality is trash, you can't hold a conversation because you don't read books. I'm going to say it in every video. You ain't ever read a book. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when your wallet is flat. You need to pick a bill yourself first. Pick a bill is for women who got their shit together and they don't want no man wasting their time. Me. Don't come over here thinking that you can come enjoy the fruits of my labor and not pick a bill. Pick a bill is for the bill payers who do not want somebody to come leech. Not for the broke women who don't have nothing but a peach. Okay?
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. Now, I'm just gonna, talk about that nonsense that we just watched because the fact that she say is for me. I'm like, Barbara the Builder, please. Nobody's listening to you out here. I mean, yes, there are other Barbara the Builders that want to listen to you, and that's why they are getting cheated on, and the men are misbehaving. That's why they are mostly with broke men. And I get it. Some of you like it that way. I understand when some women like broke men. Hey, I'm not hating over here. I'm just saying, don't come over here and start telling women not to ask a man to do anything. Because I'm like, hey, if it works for you, good. Because she sounded bitter. Let me bring up the video over here. She sounded
Got this shit under control.
She sounded very bitter. So why are you in the internet if you and your relationship is going so fine? I don't understand. You come in here to tutor, women, single women about, not getting, it's not a must for a man to pick a bill. You've been picking a bill for a while. You look like a struggle lover. You look like somebody that loves the struggle. Talking about, if you're broke woman, you are not supposed to tell a man to, pick a bill. Now I'm going to tell you, Barbara the Builder, I'm just going to say this, girl. You sound like you just mad at the women that are getting men to pay stuff, and you don't like that because you're not getting the same man, and it's giving bitter. It is giving big time bitter. And you want other women to just, build up a man over out here. You just want women to be out here building a man. And a lot of these women are waking up and being like, no, we are not going to be building a man. And no, we're going to, move on and find ourselves a better man. And if we can't find that, we're going to stay single. And some of you women that are Barbara the Builders, it really does get in your feelings to the extent that social media has become where you vent. Because you feel like those women are getting men that are paying. And now you're mad and you're out here. The fact is, the funniest part is when she say, only women like me because I got the bag. Girl, let me tell you something. A woman look is her currency. If you look at all these men that are dating or married to, all these men that are married to women like that, the ones you're talking about, those men, many of them are very rich and they're picking up the bill. A woman's look is a currency. Let's just stop playing. A woman's youth look is her currency. It's the same value as a man having money. You get me? But some women like you, rather, because you can't find a man that will pick up the bill. You hating on women that have men that are picking up the bill. It's given she don't have hair, but she hating on the people that have hair. It's giving that. So, for example, let me bring up this other fine lady out here that had a lot to say, because she said it. She said it, and then I'm gonna bring up another video because this young lady came out and she was like, "I'm not listening to Barbara the Builders out here." Let me just bring her up here because it's crazy how some of these women have a lot of energy to tell women not to demand things from men that they are supposed to, demand for. Let me tell you something. If you're a woman out here that you pay for stuff, those men mostly don't have respect for you. They really don't like you like that. They might be hating you secretly. They might be hating you secretly behind your back. And when once they get their back, when once they get to that position where they are looking for the kind of woman that they actually want, they're gonna leave you. And you're gonna sit down here being bitter, just exactly the way you are. So let me bring up this video over here.
That he pays for a chef.
Wait.
I saw a post the other day of a guy saying that he pays for a chef to cook him and his wife's meals, even though she's a stay-at-home mom. So of course guys are like talking crap to him about it, and he says that it's because even though she's a stay-at-home mom, he's paying for the chef because when he gets home from work, he wants to spend time with her. He wants time for them to love on each other. And posts like that are the exact reason why I do not argue with men or women about who should be paying for what or how a man acts in a relation. None of it. I will be hearing none of it. When a man cares about you, if he's able to make your life easier in any type of way, he's gonna do it. Every man cannot afford to hire a chef to cook their meals. That's not realistic. Just like every man can't afford to pay.
And we're gonna get into that particular topic over there. Not every man can afford that. And when once they are able to afford that, they would definitely go after the women that they actually are very attracted to, which they actually find value in. So let's continue.
Pay all of your bills or to buy you a car, but they can afford something and they know you need that something, they're going to do that something. If they're able to do it and they actually care about you or they are interested in you, then they're going to do it. Like old girl that came on the internet just last week saying that her boyfriend is mad at her because she sometimes has to ask him to hold $20, $30, $40 to hold her over till payday for money that she's going to be putting back into the household, and he don't want to do that. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I'm not, because if you really feel like that's how a man should treat you when he cares about you, then that's just what you think. I'm not saying he should be bankrolling your whole life. I'm not saying that you should be getting half of every check that he gets. I'm not saying that he should be spoiling you every single time he gets paid. If that's not what you want, that's not what you want. But it's not a man in the world that genuinely cares and loves you and is going to sit here and watch you struggle knowing that he can stop the struggle. It's just not. It's not going to happen.
Girl, you better tell them, especially that first one that I brought in here, that she was really yapping her mouth talking about if you're a broke woman and you can't pick up a book, you don't have the right to tell a man that he should pay the bills. I'm like, girl. I'm like, girl, you sound bitter. You sound bitter and you sound mad. You sound bitter and mad. Because out here telling women not to ask men for things that men are supposed to provide for is like, I'm looking at her when she was talking, doing all that ranting. I was like, oh my God, look at those bitter ones. Oh my God, she's hating on people with hair. Oh, no offense, but it's just an idiom. I'm not actually making fun of people with no hair. I'm sorry about that, but it's just like you know what I mean. And that quote that you see on TikTok or that cartoon talking about that, but it's like she's hating on people that she's not. I mean, if these women are broke and they're asking the men to pick up the bills, why are you so mad? Why are you mad on behalf of this man? Girl, the pick me in in that first video over there, the pick me was pick me. I swear to God, her pick me was really showing, and she was very, very serious in her car talking about, oh, the only women that should ask a man. Oh my God, the entitlement took me out. It was like the only women that should be asking a man to pick up a bill should be women that have money. I'm like, girl, I don't know. um I think it's Marilyn Monroe, is it, that had, she acted a lot of movie. And if you watch many of her movies, especially when she's dealing with a rich man, she always acts stupid, you know. And there was one time, I wish I had that takeover here where, the father of the man was asking her, "Why are you marrying my son?" And she said, "I'm marrying him for your money." And at last she said, "Wouldn't you be happy if your daughter married a wealthy man?" And she compared a man's currency to a woman's look, because that is how it has been for a long time. It is transactional. So I'm going to bring up this other woman over here because she spoke a lot of sense. Lord Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Some of you men come onto my page and go like, "Who hurt you?" Intelligent people debate ideas. You don't know me, you don't know my life. So how do you come to the conclusion that my perspectives are coming from a place of hurt? Like I have always said, my perspectives are rooted in my expertise and my knowledge as a sociologist. You are saying that men marry poor women, yet rich women do not want to marry poor men. Please describe the type of poor women that men marry. Are the
Ladies, I want you to really listen to this because she had a lot. Exactly what we've been saying over here. A woman's, look is transactional. Men see that as a currency. They see that as a currency. So if you're a beautiful woman out here and you're out here wasting your time with dusties, girl, that's on you. If you want to be like the first girl over here that was talking about being entitled and talking about, oh my God, if you're not walking, if you don't have the bag, you shouldn't be asking man. That's on you. If you want to be a pick me and a Barbara the Builder, that's on you. If you love it, I like it for you. Now let's continue.
poor women obese? Are they plus size? Are they overweight? Are the poor women unkept? Are they old? Obviously not. They're beautiful, they're sexy, they have a flat stomach, they have nice
And I'm going to say this, even older women that are poor still get men that are very, very wealthy. It depends on how you play your game. Let me say this again. It depends on how you play your game. I'm living in Europe over here. Let me tell you something. There are some single women out here that are older, around the age of 70s. And let me tell you something. These women that are older are not going after young men like in their 30s or something. No, no, no. Or in their 40s or 50s. No. Let me tell you what these older women, especially over here where I live, are doing. They're going after the widowers. You get me? They're going after the men that have money already, that are single, men their age, that are single. Those men in their 70s or in their 80s, most of them are not looking for, younger women. A lot of them are not looking for younger women. I'm just going to say it out. I'm going to put it out there. A lot of them are not looking for younger women. They're looking for women their age, especially where I live over here. They're looking for women their age and they are loaded. The older men here are loaded. And those older women that are single or out here are getting those older men with old money. And it's very easy because the family are more, they tend to really accept women that are older, especially if the men are older, if the men are old, and they get women in almost in the same age, maybe 2-3 years different. But when those men bring those women, those older women that people be talking about to the family do not have problems with them. They are more accepted into the family. So I don't like the fact when people talk about older women do not get. Yes, they do. Girl, if you know older women that are running games out here, I see a lot of them. Especially, let me tell you where these older women go to, especially the ones that want money, that are looking for men that got the cash and got the dough. They wait until somebody is having a waykeeping, until the time of the funeral. And they go there. They even go to the, mortuary and ask, who died? They be following the stories of who passed away. Let me tell you how the game is being played by really older women out here. They're checking for whose spouse, passed away so that they can go after the man, especially if he's wealthy. And they go after him. He normally the man does not think that they're coming for the money. And I've seen this. I've seen older women run game out here. So ladies, you playing out here. let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of older women playing games out here, and I love it for them. I love it for them because they don't want the struggle life either. They don't want the struggle life either, and I love it for them. I used to sit down and watch. Like if we go to the lake, my God, you see all the couples, and some of them are just starting dating. They just started dating. Maybe his wife just passed, and he has a new girl. And you know, men. Let me tell you, ladies, there is something about men. It's very hard. A woman can be a widow, and she will, probably stay single for the rest of her life. An older woman can be a widow and be like, you know what? I want to stay for the rest of my life alone. I want to enjoy myself. And when my time comes, it comes. But men, no, it doesn't matter how old they are. They are going to try to look for somebody to spend that time with. They're going to look for a spouse. They're going to look for the new girlfriend, the new wife. And normally, let me tell you something, with these older people around the age of 70, they don't waste time. They don't waste time. They might be dating now, before 2 months' time, they're already married to this woman. So when I hear older women, I'm like, maybe you guys haven't seen what I'm seeing, because let me tell you something, I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot. Yeah. So let's continue.
Boobs, they have a good backside. Those are the kind of poor women that rich men marry. Men do not marry poor women because women are not measured based on money. And that is a fact that most of you men who are mediocre and do not have money don't seem to understand. Women are not judged based on their economic resources. Women are judged based on their youthfulness, their looks, their femininity, their faithfulness. Those are the key indicators for women. And so the reason why rich men will marry a woman that doesn't have money is because that woman has the social currency, which is her looks, her age, her femininity, and her sexual attractiveness. That is the reason why. Any woman who uses her money to get a man will always regret it and be punished for it. Because women are not judged based on their economic resources. And therefore, if a woman who is rich chooses to use her financial resources to get a man, she will always be penalized for it. So let us stay with the facts. The social currency for men is having money and coming from a higher social status. And the social currency for women is their age, their looks, and their youthfulness, and their femininity. Patriarchy stipulated the rules. Unfortunately, most of you men cannot even afford patriarchy. Women did not make the rules when it comes to the social engagement between a man and a woman. Men made the rules, and these rules stem from patriarchy. But clearly, most of you men cannot afford patriarchy. My name is Dr. Zita. I only provide facts. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
I love this content that she made. I love it because it's like, let me tell you something. Like I said before, I think it is to do with women of all ages. It depends on what you are looking for out there as a woman. If you're an older woman, of course, you're gonna have to play your games right. Yes, you're gonna have to play your games right. If you're in your 60s and in your 50s, you're gonna have to play your games right. You're gonna have to look for those older men that have the cash. Hey, it's never too late. I'm not about to say it is too late if you're no, girl. I've seen too much game being played over here. Let me tell you something. Like I said before, I've seen a lot of game, especially the older women. Let me tell you something. Younger women, we are learning. Let me say this again. We are learning when it comes to older women running games. I'm telling you the truth. We are learning. If you see an older woman running games out here, girl, you'll be baffled. You'll be surprised. You'll be like, oh my God, woman, you still get it? She be walking around like, she be like, oh wait, you thought I was gonna go pick me a broke? No, I'm too old for that. Nah. So this is the thing. If you talk to a woman that is older and she is with a man that has, stuff, ask that woman for some advice. And I tell you something, she probably gonna give you a good advice. You understand? She's gonna give you good advice. Don't date the brokies. You're gonna be wasting your time. And another thing, I understand that a lot of women want to put finding a spouse or a partner on looks of the man. You want to talk about his looks. Oh, he gotta be hot on this girl. I get it. I really do get it. But yeah, if you're looking for a fine boy, fine boys normally don't have paycheck. A lot of these fine boys are broke out here. So you might have to turn into Barbara the Builder for these fine boys. But another thing is, this is one other thing that I want to ask women. It might be fine when he's younger. What about when it gets to 70? In fact, what am I talking about? 70. Let's start with 48. When it gets to 48, he's not going to have that same face that he had when he was 30 or when he was 20. Now what? Now what? Now what? Tell me now what? What are you going to do about it? He's not as fine as you wanted him to be. Now you're in a broke relationship with a man that is broke and doesn't have his look. Girl. Now I'm going to bring up this other video over here of this lady also adding on to this particular topic before we move on.
The woman they marry is supposed to be a placeholder.
Hold on. Because she talking about the broke man out here.
Men who can't afford professional services get married. The catch is the woman they marry is supposed to be a placeholder until they make it so they can afford the professional help and their dream woman. Unfortunately, not everyone makes it. So these men are stuck with their placeholder. The placeholder woman suffers for it. What do I mean by professional services? If they can't afford someone who can do their laundry, clean the house, cook, because a lot of them don't want to do these things. They believe these are feminine jobs. They shouldn't do it, even if it means not cleaning their own environment. They will live in filth just to prove this point. So the next thing they need to do is find someone who will readily do these things. They write a script, become the actor, and sweep off whatever woman who has low standards off their feet. This is why you should never accept less than what you need and what you want, because that's how you quickly become a placeholder. When men are looking for a placeholder, they look for easy targets. They look for someone with low self-esteem. They look for someone who doesn't see their value, someone who hasn't taken time to think about what they want in a relationship, what they want from a man, what a healthy relationship looks like. Some men also have never tasted leadership. Getting into a relationship and getting married, to them, it means being a leader for once. If you find yourself in a relationship with a guy like this, buckle up. It's gonna be a roller coaster. It's more dangerous to date a guy who hasn't succeeded in life, who hasn't had any leadership positions, who hasn't gotten to where he wants to get, who doesn't have the bank account he wants, than anything you can imagine. A lot of these men will take you accepting them, you seeing potential in them, as license to abuse, as a sign that
And that is the other thing, because if you are willing to accept nothing, he's gonna feel like you don't have value. Can we talk about that? Because if you're gonna accept the bare minimum, he's gonna treat you like a woman that only deserves the bare minimum. He's not gonna respect you. Yes. And he's gonna treat you exactly the way you put yourself. If you put yourself in that bare minimum stage, yeah, he's gonna treat you like that. You get me? He's not going to feel like he needs to provide for you, because he's not providing anyways. He is not providing anyways. So he does not have to do it anyways. He doesn't have to do it. And when he gets the bag and leaves, he's not going to look back. Let me tell you something. A lot of these men don't look back. They don't look back. They keep it moving. They keep it pushing. Because they're always, let me tell you something, women, they always feel like they can do better. Especially when they are in a financial situation where they cannot provide. And if they manage to capture you, if they manage to find a woman that they can capture her heart, and they can make her to fall in love, they are not, their brain at that point is thinking, how can I make it? They're not looking at you. They're thinking, well, if she went with me, she will definitely go for any bare minimum man out here. She has no class. You might think that is not the truth, but trust me, it is. In their mind, they're like, well, I'm the standard for her. I'm the kind of man that she likes dating. I'm the standard for what she normally gets. I'm the kind of man that she goes after. So let's continue.
That you don't value yourself, so they don't value you, so they can treat you however. If you're going to get married, make sure it's a top-notch guy. That's how you don't end up as a placeholder. Someone who's made it, someone who's succeeded, is not looking for a placeholder. They are looking for the top option. So if they choose you, you know they actually want you and they see you fitting in their life. We need to drop this build together mindset. It's another programming that is being instilled in women to trick them into unfavorable situations, relationships, partnerships that don't serve them. If a man can't build on his own, he's not worth your time. The name is Chido. I'm your personal, emotional intelligence detective, always keeping it real. For a former talk, you won't regret it. Men who kind of
Yo, I'm like, whenever we come over here and tell women, you know what, you got to do better for yourself, especially in your relationship and when you're looking for a spouse. Of course, we always get people that are going to be hating both women and men, especially the pick-me's. Woo! Those ones we get a lot. We get those ones a lot. They be like, oh my God, I can't believe you want a man to pay. Yes, who should I expect to pay? Who should I expect to pay? Me? I'm gonna be in a relationship and I'm paying. Girl, please. I'd rather be alone then. I'm gonna be single. Thank you very much. I'm gonna be single and alone. See, a lot of people are out here, especially for those women that are, married or dating men that have the bag. A lot of these women, get other women talking bad about them, like, oh, she's just using her husband money. Okay, if she's just using her husband money, whose money should she be using? Your money? Oh, please. And I understand the envy and the jealousy. You know what? We're going to go to the next one because there is one other topic over here, because this topic has been trending in TikTok of, some people talking about AI wife. Oh, God, goodness, God. We're going to get there. The AI wife one made me laugh because I'm like, if they ever bring out an AI spouse for both men and women, let me tell you something. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my thoughts for now about that particular topic until that video comes up, and then I'm gonna give you guys my own thought. Believe me, I laughed. I'm like, you do not want to play that game. I was like, really? You really want this man want to play that? You don't want to have that game. In fact, I saw a video. Is it day before yesterday of 5 women being pregnant for one guy, and I was so surprised. I was like, oh my God, all these women are pregnant for one guy, 5 of them, and they were having a baby shower. I don't know, I think I have that video over here. Let me check, but when that video comes up, I'm probably going to talk about that. Let me check who's the next one on the list, because I didn't title them. So it is the one. Okay, it is the video with the 5 women being pregnant for one man and they having a baby shower. I was like, oh, you know what, Carrot? You know what? If they like it, we love it over here for them. I hope this is a prank. I just hope this is a prank, because they were talking about the guy he's a rapper, and I'm like, a rapper, 5 women pregnant? This better be a joke. I hope it's a prank. I hope it's not real, because I understand this can get him publicity. Some people do some stunts so that people can pay attention to them. It could also be that. But if this is real, girl, girl, nah.
One. Wait, let me do. Wait, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
She's coming, mommy's coming.
Yeah, the whole five of them. Whoa! I was like, girl, oh goodness God. I'm like, see, at this point, a lot of women have eyes, a lot of women will have ears, and if you choose to pick yourself a dust bucket, well, that's on you, baby. That's on you. That is, and one more thing, I do not like hearing women coming out here, especially if you know the kind of man you pick, just coming out and crying. That's why men are out here talking about choose better. And then when they talk about choose better, you go and choose wrong. And then when you come out here crying, of course, the men that told you to choose better are gonna be mocking you and laughing at you.
And not asking for anything. Welcome to his circus. Still telling a man you don't need any money or don't need anything doesn't make him respect you anymore. In fact, all you're welcoming is a full plate of audacity with a side order of total disrespect later on.
Girl, you better tell them again. I think that video was fast, and I'm just gonna bring it back again because I think they need to hear it well.
You think you're being a sweet girl by dating a man and not asking for anything. Welcome to his circus. Still telling a man you don't need any money or don't need anything doesn't make him respect you anymore. In fact, all you're welcoming is a full plate of audacity with a side order of total disrespect later on.
Yeah, but we the bad ones over here. You know, we the one that is, you know, you're leading women to terrible things. And this is the thing. Even a young man, I think in my last video, was out here talking about why all his guy friends were single. That they were single and working hard and focusing on making money in future. Why? Just because they want to meet a woman that they feel is of the standard, the caliber of woman that they want. Young men. And I was talking about this in my last video. He was like, all his friends are single, all his male friends are single, and they're working hard. Why? Because they want to find a woman that they feel like deserves that life. You get me? A woman that they feel in their mentality, in their head, deserves that life. So if you're a broke man out here, especially, I'm just going to say, if you're a woman, and you dating a broke man, you better know that in a man's head, especially if he doesn't have money, yeah, he's not thinking about you like that. Because in his mind, he's gonna look at you and think he can do better. If he hasn't gotten to that position, he's gonna look at you and feel like he can definitely do better. And when he gets to that finish line, he's gonna try to do better. Now, this is one video over here of men talking about AI. Oh my God. And being like, yeah, women are going to have to, change their behavior. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Have you seen all the animations out here? You're talking about AI spouse. Do not make them bring out Gojo. Do not make them bring out the anime guys into AI and make them into AI, into androids. Let me tell you something. Women they're not gonna look at you with your ass. When I be hearing men talk about AI spouse and this, I'm sitting over here and I'm laughing because I know how this shit gonna end up. I know how it's gonna end because women are not gonna be looking at you. And you might be like, oh, but the AI is not gonna do this. You're gonna have to compete with an AI. I mean, you're already competing with cats and dogs. Goodness God. You wanna put AI in that mix? Nah. You do not want to do that. You do not want to do that as a man. You do not want to put AI in the mix. You're already competing with pets, cats and dogs out here. You want to compete with AI. Okay. Ooh. Okay, let me just bring this video over here. Because this young man, I'm going to have to say, he actually said it. He said exactly what was in my mind.
Saying that women need to clean up their act, otherwise men are going to drop them for AI girlfriends. Like, my man, think about this. Women are not the ones who need to worry about AI. Do you really think the hundreds of thousands of women keeping Wattpad alive are not going to drop men the second they realize they can have an emotional relationship with the Draco Malfoy? Be smart. Ooh. AI might kill dating, but it's men who have to worry. Cyborg Stefan Salvatore is coming for your girlfriend, and there is nothing you can do to stop it.
You know the funny part of the AI thing, I'm just gonna say this. Because don't forget, this is artificial intelligence. This AI are gonna go into the database and find out how to make a woman happy. And many of the things is they're gonna find out that normally men are supposed to provide for women. And what is those AI, especially the male ones? What are they gonna do? They're gonna try to go get a job. They're gonna go get a job. You're gonna be struggling in your workplace with an AI. He's gonna be trying to get a job so that he can bring money back home to that woman at home. Now, if you're a broke man, you can't even afford Android girlfriend. Forget about it. Let's just start with that. If you're a broke man, you can't even afford it. You cannot afford it. It's gonna be for the rich. And for the rich women, let me tell you something. Those wealthy women that be checking your side, be looking at your side, some of them that'll be checking on you, yeah, they're not gonna be checking on you anymore. they get themselves a man-made man. You're gonna be old news, and the only people you girl, nah. I think AI would actually kill the dating scene, but the dating scene that AI would kill would be for men. I'm just saying. Because let me say, if a woman goes out and buys herself an AI, let me tell you something, an artificial, Android, humanoid, let me tell you what is going to happen. That AI is going to tap into the database, find out what makes women happy, probably go get a job, and bring home money to the woman. Now, the AI woman, in the other hand, she's definitely going to tap into that database as well. And she's going to find out how to be a more woman, how to be a woman. And then she's going to find out you broke. Let's say if you even walk enough, maybe you work for at least 3-4 years to be able to afford that AI woman, she probably going to notice you broke and she's going to move on. And let me tell you something, the metal that they used to make in this humanoid, yeah, you don't want to fight with one of them. You know what? Well, everyone, I'm going to say this. Thank you all for joining me today again. Do not forget to press that like button. And I hope that you guys really did enjoy this video today. And leave your commentary on the comment section. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.